Hello and welcome to Stoke Newington School and Sixth Form here in London. I'm Vicky. Now, having sold more than 400,000 copies in the UK alone, Michael Grant is one of the world's most successful authors. And he joins us today to tell us about the latest and final addition to the hit futuristic series Gone. So the final book is called Light.
It is.
We are all chomping at the bit to hear all about it. I mentioned. So Michael, thank you so much for being here. Is it a bit bizarre that you're here? Not here in Stoke Newington, I just want to say to you lot. But is it a bit bizarre that you're here at the end of this massive journey?
Well, I come pretty much every year, so no, it's very neat. I love coming to London. I love coming to England.
But I mean the journey of your book.
Oh,
itself.
yeah. But I don't know. It's. I guess I'm probably not thinking about it very much.
No.
I'm just kind of powering on and not getting too
Are you not thinking about it
sentimental
because it feels, a bit too sad when it's all over?
No, it felt like relief, actually. It was like I'd run a marathon and it was finally at the end. So I felt good about that.
And you do feel done with it, so you feel like all of the loose ends are tied up.
No.
You're not going to leave us wanting more from that particular series.
I left a few loose ends. But that's actually, and for people who write fanfic and stuff, I wanted to leave them a few openings here and there that they could play with. So I didn't want to dot every I, cross every T. I wanted to leave a few mysteries. But
that's good,
mostly
though.
We know what happened.
And actually, there are lots of questions that we're going to take from your little travelling fan club.
I never liked the word inspiration much. I'm not blaming you. It's just it always seems kind of grand and self-important to me. My job is to come up with stories, and I'm a working man. I was a working man long before I was a writer, as you just saw in the presentation. I didn't start writing until I was in my 30s, and I still carry that kind of approach to it. To me, this is my job, and just like when I would get up and go to my job waiting tables or go to my job cleaning people's toilets, I enjoy this one more. This is my job, and I get up every day and make up a story. So that's pretty much it. But in terms of like themes that I kind of picked up on, the TV show Lost, that's why it's called Perdido Beach, Lost Beach, because it's a shout out to those guys. And of course, Stephen King's great The Stand, which I also acknowledge by having the Stefano Rey National Forest, Spanish for Stephen King National Forest. So when I'm like stealing people's ideas, I at least like to give them a nod somewhere in the book. I actually don't know how I do it, so I'm really flattered to hear that, and that's a very cool. It's a very cool way to put it, and I'm proud of the fact that I think I do good female characters. I don't, I guess, see them as female characters. I see them as characters. Mm-hmm. So to me, they're people, and they have like a voice in my head. So I kind of know what Diana sounds like. I kind of know what Astrid sounds like, what Lana sounds like. All these people, and so I just write them as though they're. This sounds stupid. As though they're human. Even though they're female. I know, it's amazing. So no, I just write them all as everybody gets written as as the character that they are. And if they end up sounding like girls in your head, and you can make that kind of identification with them, great. But that's, so that's, I guess that means I was doing a good job on that. So I appreciate that. Oh, well, as you saw, my wife made me. So to give you that, my wife is now the newest winner of the Newbery Award in the United States, which is the biggest prize for children's literature for a book called The One and Only Ivan. She's a brilliant writer. We started out together writing. We're still together, but we just don't write together. So essentially, like is often the case, and you'll probably find this someday when you're married, if you want to get anything done, the woman has to start it, because I was just pretty much content to sit on the couch. Could there be subordinate clauses? Light wraps up the series, answers the questions, and is about redemption. It'd probably be Quinn, because Quinn is an unreliable friend. He's a bit of a coward at times, but he's redeemed throughout the course of the series by finding something he likes to do, by having a useful function. And I've always, my whole life I was, as you know, never terrifically good at school, and had a kind of screwed up upbringing, so I wasn't really into family. But when I got to work, it was like, that was the best thing in the world for me. That saved me. I was 16 years old, working at Toys R Us for $1.60 an hour, and I would go there every hour they'd give me, every shift they'd give me. I would work 70 hours a week, 80 hours a week, because when I started working, I got life. I found a place. And that's what's Quinn's story. He just becomes a humble fisherman but he's performing a vital service. So that's probably who I'd be. I'd rather be one of the heroes, but sadly, no, I would be Quinn. We go back and forth on this. So we have a movie deal for Berserk with the great Sam Raimi, director of, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, the first 3 Spider-Man movie, The Great and Powerful Oz. So he owns the rights to the book now. Now, does it actually get made into a movie? It's a crapshoot. You know, it's a 1 in 10 shot. As for Gone, we've gone back and forth. My first round with Hollywood on Gone, the big objection was they would say, what are the major adult roles? And I would go, the major adult role lasts about 8 seconds at the beginning, because they wanted to be able to do something like cast Will Smith, you know, to open the movie big. And I would go, well, if Mr. Smith can play 14, totally in favor of this. That's great. So that
Maybe
was
his son
that was the first round of objections. And now their objection is, well, it's 2 things at once. It's both Lord of the Flies and X-Men. Could you make it just be one? And I go, no. And I'll tell you the truth. I don't want to have something that's bad, because we did this once before. With Animorphs, we had a short-lived TV series, and it wasn't good. And it embarrassed the fans, and I felt bad about it. So I don't want to have something out there that makes you guys feel like what you care about, your books that you enjoyed, are being disrespected. So it's still up in the air. It might still happen. Could. I'd rather do TV, honestly, with Gone. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I had one. I mean, look, you know, my dad was a soldier, and I respected him, certainly. He's actually my stepfather, although I consider him my father. And he kind of taught, you know, he was the man in the house, and he wasn't around a lot because he was busy, you know, fighting wars and stuff. But in terms of like being a writer, honestly, the same guy as today probably, which is Stephen King. And it's not just because he's a terrific writer or writes something similar to what I write. It's because he has an amazing work ethic. He's incredibly productive. He gets run over by a truck at one point in his career, like literally like inches from death. A guy runs him over. He's all broken up. And Stephen King at that point in his career had nothing to prove to anybody. You know, he had all the money, all the success. He had done everything. And yet he bounces up and writes a 1,000-page novel, you know. And I thought, okay, cool. I'm impressed. I still am.
You got my attention.
Yeah, that was neat, man. That was neat.
Excellent. Well, we are out of time, so a round of applause for Michael. Thank you so much. Round of applause. Michael, I've got to say, it's not always hand in hand that the writer is as good and as interesting as the series. So how can we find out more about you as a person?
Oh, I think you could hire a detective and find out all kinds of horrible things, but we're not going to go into that. I do have a website that I never keep up, but I go on Facebook, basically. I'm on Facebook or on
But there
Twitter.
is michaelgrantbooks.co.uk.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
I was trying to do a nice, tidy little wrap up there,
okay,
but it's
good.
okay.
It would be great if I knew
and
what the hell
then
was
for
going
more
on.
information about Light in the Gone series generally, is this right? Gone-online.com.
Sure. Why not?
He's just going to agree with anything I say.
I can't keep track of all the URLs. There's a bunch of different ones.
They are correct, though. Those are the ones. So gone-online.com. Thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it, and thanks, guys.
That's it. Thanks for watching.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.